Started with the intro PowerPoint.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Pharmacy Society's Week 7 General Meeting. My name is Tiffany, and today I will be presenting our PowerPoint with Andrew and Ali.
All right, so to start us off, how to become a paid member for PPS. The first step is to fill out the PPS membership form. The second step would be to pay the membership fee on our Venmo at pps@uci. And thirdly, you want to email our IVP, Ali Mills, at her email to pick up or to have your t-shirt shipped. And then lastly, to keep track of your stamps, you can just visit our virtual stamp sheet. All the links are given on the PowerPoint.
Okay, and this week we have something a little new for you guys. So instead of the PTCB question of the week or the classic pharmacy topic of the week, we have a special guest with us here today. Her name is Ivy, and she is a student at Western U who is here to present a little bit about the COVID-19 vaccine update.
Hi everyone, my name is Ivy. I'm currently a pharmacy student at Western U, and today I will be presenting a COVID-19 vaccine update for you guys. Okay, next slide please. So currently there are two FDA COVID-19 vaccine approved. The first one is Pfizer and the second one is Moderna. So for Pfizer and Moderna, they both intramuscular injections. The difference between them is Pfizer are 21 days apart, and it's recommended for patients who are 16 years of age and older. And the Moderna are 28 days apart, and is recommended for patients 18 years of age and older. So the recommended intervals, if the patients can follow that, it would be the best. However, if for some reason that they cannot follow the recommended intervals, then it will be okay that the patient can receiving the second dose up to 6 weeks from the first dose. And it's recommended by the CDC that the patient should receiving the same vaccine series with the one that they initially received. So if they having the Pfizer, it's recommended they receive the Pfizer for the second dose. And if the patients need to get any other vaccine beside COVID, they need to wait at least for 14-day intervals. Next slide, please. So some other questions that I do encounter at work regarding patient, like special populations, are they recommended to receive the COVID vaccine? So if the patients have the histories of COVID vaccine in the past, they are still recommended to receiving the current COVID vaccine. However, they need to make sure that they don't have any acute symptoms, or they don't have any symptom at the moment, or if they don't have a symptom, they need to fulfill the criteria of isolations. And for pregnancy and lactations, although we don't have a lot of data on this on the clinical trials, so for patients who are pregnant or breastfeeding, they need to discuss with your doctors regarding the risk and benefit of it. But overall, we don't see any concern or adverse effect, but only in animals models. For patients who are immunocompromised, they are recommended to get the vaccine because they are at risk to get the risk of them having COVID will do outweigh the benefit of them. So it's more benefit for them to receive the vaccine. And lastly, the individual who have severe allergic reactions, this is contraindicated to receiving COVID-19 vaccine. So make sure that the patients do need to check the ingredient to make sure that they're not having any allergic reaction to any of the components. And I do provide a link there for you guys. If you guys have any ones that that do have allergic reactions, you would want to check the ingredient to make sure. Next slide. So a lot of people are wondering about the efficacy and safety of these vaccines. In this slide, I only talk about the two vaccine that approved by the FDA, but if you guys do have any other questions about the other vaccine, we can discuss about in a next meeting. So for the immunogenicity, it does shows in clinical trials that it is comparable to the patients who previously have COVID-19 infections, and that the immunogenicity actually maintained against the UK and South African viral variants. So it does shows that there is still some neutralizing responses against those viruses. For efficacy, it was 95% in clinical trials at or after 7 days receiving a second dose. And you guys can see the graph on the right side. And for safety, the most common adverse effect was seen was mild or moderate local or systemic adverse effects. The most common one is seen was fever, which is 16%, but it's more commonly on adult who is less than 55 and less common in adult who are older than 55 years old. Next slide, please. So this is the Moderna one. So immunogenicity is still comparables. And however, we do see a slightly decreasing in the immunoresponses after 3 months. Adult is still comparable to the plasma of the patient who already have COVID infections. And it's still remaining the antibody responses, again, the UK and the South Africa viral variants. Although the titer, which is like the concentrations of the antibody, actually lower, but it still have the ability to fight against those variants. Efficacy was a little bit lower than the Pfizer, but we do see it 94.1% at or after 14 days of receiving the second dose. And safety is similar to Pfizer vaccine, although we do see a little bit more patients experiences fever at 17%, and mostly common is happened in the second dose. Next slide. So this is just a distributions of COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, we are doing the phase 1A, which is including healthcare personnel, long-term care residents, and phase 1B, which is individuals 65 and older. I listed here a sector populations include educations and child care, and those patients belong to those sector. However, we want to focusing on the individual who are 65 and above right now. So after, I think in the next couple of weeks, they should be ready to vaccinate the remaining people or patients belonging to phase 1B. Next slide, please. And if you are belong to phase 1A and or you have family member belong to phase 1B, I know there's a lot of questions about how you're going to schedule appointments. So these are the link I found that you can use based on where you live or where the patient live. You can utilize these links to schedule appointment for the patients, okay? Next slide. This is all the references I use for the slide. And if you guys have any questions, you can refer to these, or you can also send me an emails, and I would be happy to answer any of these questions. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you so much, Ivy. That was very informative.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, any questions, just feel free to shoot me a message. I will be happy to answer that, any question you guys have.
Yes, so these slides will be made available to the attendees, and I can include your email too. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty, back to the intro PowerPoint.
Hi, everybody. So recap on our week 6 general meeting. Thank you all so much for coming out. We learned a lot about Western U again and their CSHP and what that program does for their students. So yay, thank you. An upcoming event that we have is our week 7 after social, which is right after today's meeting. If you have some free time post meeting and you want to release some stress, you can come on out and we're going to play a game of Scattergories at our Discord.
An upcoming event we have is our Week 8 general meeting. This meeting will take place on Wednesday, February 24th from 6 to 7 p.m. on Zoom. The Zoom link can be found in our weekly emails or on this slide. During this meeting, we will learn about home infusion pharmacy from Dr. Kevin Nguyen. Paid members will receive a stamp for attending. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to our external vice president, Dana Lee, at her email on the slide. Another upcoming event we have is our board intern Chipotle fundraiser. This will be taking place at the Chipotle at UTC on Campus Drive on February 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. You can participate by showing our flyer or telling the cashier of our fundraiser, or order online for pickup using our code. With your help, 33% of proceeds will be donated to PPS. Paid members will receive 2 stamps for every $10 they spend, and all participants, regardless of paid membership or not, have a chance to enter our raffle for a $10 Starbucks gift card. If you are interested in participating, please fill out our interest form. The link can be found in our email on this slide or scan the QR code on the screen. If you have any questions, please contact our board intern, Quay Lee, at her email on the slide. We would really appreciate your support, so please come out and tell your friends and family about our fundraiser. Thank you.
Another upcoming event we have is the 11th annual Southern California Pre-Pharmacy Symposium. When is it? It's on Saturday, February 27th, 2021 from 9:30 a.m. to 5. It's going to be on Zoom. The Zoom link is to be determined, but look out for the Zoom link when it is ready. If you're interested, sign up here at the Google form. It's going to be available on this slide. And why should you come? Because you can network and learn from renowned speakers from different fields of pharmacy. And if you're interested, paid members will receive a stamp for attending, and make sure to register by Wednesday, the 24th. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact the Southern California Pre-Pharm at their email at the bottom. Another upcoming event is the Roseman at UCI Mixer. This is going to take place on Saturday, March 6th, 2021 from 11 a.m. to 1. The Zoom link will still be sent to those who signed up. Why should you come? It's a great opportunity to learn about Roseman University's 3-year Pharm D program. It's good for networking and building personal connections with your faculty members and pharmacy students. If you're interested, make sure to fill out the registration form by Wednesday, March 3rd, and raffle prizes will be given out, and paid members will receive a stamp for attending. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, once again, please contact our external vice president, Dana Lay, at her email.
And an upcoming volunteering opportunity that we have is 7 Cups. So this is a website or an app where you can lend support to those who need help volunteering by becoming a voluntary online listener. So if you are interested in checking it out, the link is on the slides over here. And why should you do it? Well, it's an opportunity to connect with different types of people, and you get to offer your own emotional support for them. So you can also use this opportunity to sharpen your own listening skills if you feel like that's something that you lack in. And yeah, it's really cool. If you're interested, paid members do get a stamp for showing proof of your signing up and of your participation. And you can complete that form by Wednesday, March 3rd at 11:59 p.m. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this event, you can contact our president, Jenny, at her email on the slide. And also we have our PPS Jamba Juice BOGO card fundraiser. So for each card, it is $10, but in total, it's a $35 value, which is really, really cool. It's worth 6 additional drinks. So if you love Jamba Juice and you're trying to be healthy because, you know, new year, new you, I think this is a really good opportunity for you to do that as well. So the whole thing is BOGO, so buy one, get one free. And it's just a really cool card. And yeah, if you're interested in helping support us, you can click on that link on the slide to the form with all the information. If you have any questions or concerns about this, you can contact our fundraising chair, Ryan, at his email on the slide. And another cool thing that we have that we've been doing for quite a bit is our ZodRx podcast. As you know, episode 5 has come out with Justin Ma. Why should you be interested? This dude right here was a former PPS president, and he's going through a really awesome journey through his pharmacy career. So if you're interested in learning about his journey, about his 2 cents on making it through the pharmacy realm, I think you should really check it out. It's really awesome. Give it a listen. If you have any questions or concerns, you can definitely message Ryan, fundraising chair, or through his email. And also, if you want to connect with Justin, we have his information right over here, his Instagram and his LinkedIn. But yeah, he completed pharmacy school on out-of-state tuition, and it really helped him grow. So if you're interested in learning more, take a listen.
We would love to stay connected with you through our many platforms. We have a Facebook, Instagram, Discord. There's also the UCI PharmSci Orgs Discord and our collaborative Spotify playlist. We also have a website and Zoom study room, which is open 24/7. All of these links can be found at the bottom of our weekly emails or on this slide. Thank you.
Now will everyone please give a warm welcome to Ms. Nelky Rodriguez, the Director of Admissions and Recruitment.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I am going to share my screen with you. There you go. So as indicated, I'm from Loma Linda University School of Pharmacy. We are located here in Southern California. I want to say we're about maybe 45 minutes away from UCI, depending on the traffic on any given day. We are a smaller university. We're one of 2 health sciences universities here in Southern California. And what that means is that we offer not just pharmacy school, but we have school of medicine, nursing, dentistry, behavioral health, as well as public health. And we are located within a short distance of a Trauma One hospital right here on our campus. We have about 4,000 students on campus and 1,000 online. And so our admissions is a little bit different compared to others, just because every school on campus has a different schedule, meaning some are on rolling admissions, others are on semesters, and others are in quarters. So that makes us a little bit different. So why Loma Linda University? What makes us stand out compared to all the other pharmacy schools that you may have visited or heard of? I'm going to share a video with you that talks a little bit more about us.
Loma Linda University is a unique place because of the integration of faith and healthcare.
We are located in Southern California, and we are one of only 2 faith-based academic medical complexes in the nation, where our mission is to continue the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus Christ.
Loma Linda University has been an innovator in medical research by pioneering proton cancer treatment and infant heart transplant. And our Level 1 Trauma Center will continue to advance quality healthcare and education with our new Adult and Children's Hospital, opening in January of 2020.
As an academic medical complex, our 8 schools are all located on the same campus as our medical center. This provides distinct opportunities for interdisciplinary work with students from all of our programs.
The professors are what really makes Loma Linda special. They truly care about my success, not only academically, but also spiritually and personally.
And because of the smaller class sizes, I really feel like I get personalized attention from the professors.
I really enjoy the lifestyle promoted here at LLU. They encourage us to live a balanced life of diet, exercise, social activities, and spiritual life. This is where our motto, to make man whole, comes from.
I love exercising at the Wellness Center. They provide opportunities to distress and relax with friends through intramurals and exercise.
And since we're only 1 hour from the beach and 1 hour from the mountains, there are all kinds of opportunities for amazing weekend adventures.
I also like the opportunity to travel abroad and share what I've learned with those in need. And even here in our own community, there are many ways to get involved with outreach.
Because of Loma Linda's emphasis in mission and outreach, I truly believe that my career is making a difference in the world.
Loma Linda is a unique place. It's where we care more about who you are than what you know. We take this opportunity to combine faith and healthcare training to produce unique professionals.
So Loma Linda is the only Seventh-day Adventist university that offers a pharmacy degree program. What does that mean? No, you do not need to be Adventist to come to our university. No, we're not trying to convert you. What it means is that we're adding a spiritual component to your future profession. We have a smaller target class of 75 students, and the reason is because we want to allow time for us to really get to know our students, know them by their name, and see how they're doing throughout the program. Our goal is for you to be successful. So if we have a class of 130 students, it's very difficult to get to know each and every one of those students and know what they're going through. You may need a mentor to help you through the first year or tutoring. And we also have different types of counseling services on campus, where all of that is there to help you be successful. As you can see, our NCLEX score speaks for itself. 94% of the students who take it pass it on the first try. For those who don't pass it on the first try, they come back and we are able to provide them kind of like a remediation class where they're able to study, and they always end up passing it on the second try. Being a faith-based learning institution means there are different classes that you would take as part of your schedule. So they're religion courses. Ethics for us falls under religion. And again, it's not for us to convert you in any sort of way. It's basically adding a spiritual component to your everyday life. So what does that mean? What does it look like? You as a pharmacist are the second person that a patient sees. They go see the physician could give them great news, or they could give them heartbreaking news. And if they're full of grief, how are you going to explain to them the information that they need to know about their medications when they're really not there listening because they're heartbroken and full of grief? We provide you the tools to show empathy and compassion to those patients. So then that way you're showing them that you really do care, but you're able to provide them the information that they need about their medications. It gives you that special touch. Because we have a level 1 trauma center right on campus, it is easy for you not only to get your clinical rotations in, but you're able to work with various individuals throughout healthcare. These are these individuals like your physicians, pharmacists, nurses, physical therapists. They're going to be your colleagues. And so it's really good to start during pharmacy school to know these individuals, know their perspective on certain cases that you may find yourself in, and understand it from different perspectives. And it also helps that it's definitely a way to network in the future. So let's talk a little bit about pharmacy at Loma Linda and what makes the pharmacy school here different.
I enjoy helping people get well.
I'm a patient's go-to when it comes to medication counseling.
I'm an important member of the healthcare team.
I'm a pharmacist, and you can be one too.
Mixing together chemistry, biology, and mathematics, pharmacy is an exciting and growing career in healthcare.
As medication experts, pharmacists can work in many healthcare settings, including community pharmacies, outpatient clinics, and hospitals, to name a few.
Pharmacists play an integral role in team-based healthcare delivery, working alongside doctors and other healthcare professionals.
As a pharmacist, you are one of the most available healthcare professionals to a patient. Pharmacists are available for patients to advise them on any over-the-counter or prescribed medication at all times during the week, and even without an appointment.
Pharmacists are also licensed to provide immunizations nationwide here in the United States, and may additionally provide services and consultation for diabetes disease management, asthma care, and cholesterol screening, among many more.
So how does one become a pharmacist?
After fulfilling the undergraduate requirements, you can expect to earn your doctorate of pharmacy degree in just 4 years.
If you choose to undergo specialized training, There are opportunities to complete a 1 to 2 year residency or fellowship, but these aren't required. And most graduates from pharmacy school who pass their boards are able to begin practicing as pharmacists right after graduating.
At Loma Linda University School of Pharmacy, we are proud to offer a rigorous academic program that not only prepares our students to become the best pharmacists they can be, but also to become healthcare professionals with a heart for service.
Here on campus, you'll find a unique learning experience focused on whole person care and furthering the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus Christ.
As a student at Loma Linda University, you will enjoy a small faculty to student ratio, as well as the opportunity for interprofessional learning and training with other faculty and students on campus from other schools.
And not only that, but you have a wealth of opportunities as a student at Loma Linda University to serve your local and global communities, whether it be through service learning opportunities in class or abroad in a medical clinic on a mission trip. Since 2012, we have had 78 students go on mission trips to countries all over the world during their time in pharmacy school, and our legacy of service and faith-based education and training continues today.
Want to learn more about our program?
Then visit pharmacy.llu.edu and discover what Loma Linda University School of Pharmacy has to offer.
We hope to see you on campus someday soon.
So not only are you going to be the medication experts, but you are providing a counseling service as well for your patients. Pharmacists are one of those professions where you are able to have a great work-life balance, meaning you can go on vacation and not have to worry about being called in or there being an emergency. You can choose your work hours based on the need of your lifestyle. And there's so many platforms for you to choose from. One of the great things is that we have a residency program, and I'll talk about that a little later. But that way you're able not just to choose retail, but you're able to go into ambulatory care or into infectious diseases. And even if you're interested in internal medicine, that is an option for you. So I put the salary of what the average pharmacist makes in the US. When I did this last year, the salary was at $120,000 a year. And this is based on national numbers. And obviously it can go up based on the state that you plan to live in. But as you can see, it went up. Why? Because of the pandemic. There is such a need for pharmacists right now, to the point where they asked us back in April to graduate our graduating class before May because they needed pharmacists out there to help with the pandemic. And now we have our students who are helping with vaccines. The biggest question I always get is, well, what is the employment outlook for pharmacists? Well, there's two. Unfortunately, there's going to be a decrease in retail pharmacy, but as you can see, there's going to be an increase in pharmacy more with the clinical skills and ambulatory care. So they're needing pharmacists in hospitals and clinical settings to help with patients who have complex conditions. So our School of Pharmacy, we focus within our program in these three areas. The first one is community pharmacy. This is working more in the retail area where you are meeting with patients on a daily basis, but you're not really having a relationship with them. It's more of providing them the medication, and if they're seeking guidance, you provide it for them. When you move into more of infectious diseases and critical care, that falls under more of ambulatory and critical skills, meaning you are going to be working with a group of physicians and nurses, and you are meeting with patients who have critical infectious diseases, and you're meeting with them in the morning and you're meeting with them in the afternoon. You are using the diagnosis of the physician to prescribe the medication, and you're checking on this individual throughout the day. You're really creating a relationship with them. Critical care, I always say it's the blood and guts of pharmacy. So if you love the hustle and bustle, not knowing what kind of patients you're going to see that day, and you want to be surprised and you're constantly on your feet, critical care is definitely for you. It is working in the ICU as well as an emergency room. And I always have to share this story because it was a pharmacist that saved my friend's life. She had went through a traumatic event in her life, and her blood pressure was through the roof. She went into the emergency room, and the pharmacist hadn't gotten there just yet. And the physicians who were there were giving her all types of medications. Just their concern was just getting her blood pressure down, and not necessarily thinking what medications can help her and not affect her liver. Well, if it wasn't because the pharmacist got there in time and provided her the necessary medication, basically he saved her life, because if the physicians had kept giving her medications, they would have basically, she would have lost her liver because it was just overworked. So I always thank a pharmacist, especially in that area, because they really are saving the lives of patients. Loma Linda is one of 2 universities that offer a residency program, and it's right there on campus. Our residency program, we accept, I want to say, 10 to 15 individuals a year. We give priority to our graduates, and then if there's any spots that are available, then we offer it to other individuals from other universities. The first year of pharmacy residents is really working on the clinical practice area within the 3 areas that you would learn within the program, primarily in the managed care pharmacy, more of an ambulatory setting. You can choose whether or not you want to move on to the 2nd year residency, but with the 1st year residency, you're being able to complete it as what they call a clinical pharmacist. Now, the 2nd year is when you specialize. As you know, any type of residence a physician can do, a pharmacist can do as well. And I just have a few of the specializations listed here. Some that I'm missing are pediatrics, as well as psychiatry. And we have faculty within each of these areas. So then that way, when you get to your 3rd year pharmacy school and you are choosing electives, you could choose electives based on any of these specializations. And then we have a simulation lab where you're able to practice within this area. And if you truly do have the love for it when you go into your year 2 residence, then you're able to practice in it. All of these specializations are all a little bit different in the means of some do have a state license that you would have to prepare for, and others do not. However, our residency program does prepare you for those exams. So I'm going to talk a little bit about student life. Every university has a student life, but our School of Pharmacy has its own type of student life, meaning because we're a 4-year program, all of your summers are off, and we have countless service opportunities for our students to participate in if they choose so. So for example, we have individuals who want to work in research. And so there are, I want to say at least 4 research opportunities every summer that students apply for. And then they're working closely with a faculty member on that specific research. So for example, oh darn, think of like COVID right now. They had to research what were the effects on the different mice that could occur. And I believe Ivy gave a really good example on the different types of like, if someone's pregnant, if they're not, and so forth. So you're able to work on that type of research, and you work with the professor to write an article, possibly publish it. And many times students go off to pharmacy conferences and they're able to present, which then reflects on your resume. We also have mission trips. Mission trips are, I want to say, the foundation of Loma Linda. Loma Linda started with a School of Nursing and Medicine with the hopes of providing healthcare workers to go out into the world to low socioeconomic communities and help build clinics to help these communities. And we have continued to follow that pathway. It's a little bit easier with pharmacy students because now it's not School of Medicine students guessing what type of medication these individuals need. They have a pharmacist there to help. And so we have various what they call mission trips during the year. They're smaller ones. And then in the summer, they have larger ones. We have created clinics in Africa, Mongolia, I mean, just about everywhere in the world. And so this allows our students to go travel and help communities. We also have participated, or I want to say collaborated with a diabetes summer camp for children. It's up, I want to say, near close to Big Bear, but I want to say on the way to Big Bear. And so what it is a summer camp just for children who have different types of diabetes. And our students go and they help and they monitor these children. It allows the parents of the children to step back and be able to see their children enjoy their summer without having to worry about how their blood sugar levels are going up or down. And they have for every pharmacy student they oversee 2 students, and it's a really wonderful way to give back. I have a video here that talks a little bit more about some of the service opportunities out in the community as well as mission trips.
The university's commitment to service was actually one of the factors that attracted me to the school. They have a variety of local service opportunities. They also offer a variety of global outreach opportunities.
In the School of Pharmacy itself at Loma Linda, there are so many opportunities to be involved, especially with like local outreaches. Every week there's something you can be involved in.
It's just so wonderful how there's a whole department of the university, Students for International Mission Service, that is just completely based and funded on getting students out of their comfort zone into a different culture.
I went to Hangzhou in China, summer of 2016 with the SIMS program. A couple of the activities that I was involved in were health fairs, where we would provide like health education, dental education to the community members, and presentations about antibiotic safety and medication safety.
I've been able to go to Thailand 3 times in the summers, and then I've also been able to be involved with a lot of local outreach that the School of Pharmacy does. The focus of my trip to Thailand was just to kind of go and set up medical clinics for a week.
In the summer of 2015, I went to Romania in July. We took a group of pharmacy students and we basically set up clinics, and we had the pharmacy students, of course, dispensing and counseling the patients for whatever the doctor prescribed them.
For my professional growth as a pharmacist, I think it gets to be when you're in the classroom, or even if you're at work, it just kind of becomes like your daily routine, your daily job. And so when you go out to somewhere like Thailand and you see the people and you see how much of an impact you can actually have, I think it just kind of reinvigorates your want to become a pharmacist.
On a professional level, this mission trip has made me become more empathetic, more globally aware. I think I can relate better to the patients that I serve and interact with.
After my first time over in Thailand, I came back and everything was different, and it changed me a lot on a personal level, where it just kind of restructured what was more important to me in life and what was like kind of going to be my purpose as a pharmacist.
It just really humbled me.
It's really tested my ability to improvise, especially when dealing with unexpected situations, when you have to deal with not only cultural differences, but language barriers as well.
On a spiritual level, traveling to a new country to do a mission trip, it kind of like just gives you a whole new perspective on the way to look at your spiritual life.
It was amazing to see some of the faith that these people had just in God in their daily lives, just little things that they would attribute to God, like in everything that they did.
One of the tips I was given before going on this trip was that although it may not be apparent to us at the time, God places us where we need to be. And I believe that this mission trip has definitely strengthened my trust in God, and I definitely believe that He does place us where we need to be, even if we don't know why we're there.
These are some of just the popular student associations that we have on campus. They're very much there to help you in optimizing your career as a pharmacist, making network connections, as well as providing you opportunities to go present. It also is something that reflects very highly on your resume if you're part of any of these organizations. So this is kind of just like a day-to-day or year-to-year of being a pharmacy student. You see that the first 3 years are more of a didactic. You do have some practice because we do have a simulation lab that you're able to practice everything that you've learned. The 4th year, you'd be working with the experiential department, figuring out your clinical rounds. And then because you have your summers off, there's just countless opportunities for you to work in, whether it's doing research, whether it's enjoying time with your family, going on a mission trip. It's really up to you. I know I'm close to my time, so I'll be very quick. We have dual degrees, so basically these are the 4 programs that you're able to get a master's while you're getting your doctorate's degree. This is done simultaneously while you're doing your doctorate's degree, and you'd be applying for this in your first year spring quarter and starting it 2nd year summer quarter. And as you can see, they're all based on different areas of interest, whether you want to teach or research, if you want to be part of a hospital leadership, as well as distribution software, or even starting your own pharmacy. So let's talk about admissions. As you can see, we do not require the PCAT. It's just one of those assessments that we feel that isn't genuine to the profession, meaning that you'd have to have some type of experience to do really well on the PCAT. So we've eliminated that. If you do take it, please know that we will not use it with your admissions file. We have a GPA of a 3.0 and above, and that is because our incoming cohort right now is averaging a 3.0. The minimum that we will accept is a 2.75, and that's cumulative as well as math and GPA. You must complete all of the prereq courses. So that is the biology series, the chemistry series, organic chemistry series, physics, and then we recommend molecular biology. We request 3 letters of recommendation. 2 can be from faculty in the sciences, a pharmacist, or even someone who's senior in leadership and employer. 1 has to be from a spiritual leader, advisor, mentor. So what does that mean? It's someone within your religious denomination who can attest that you're part of that community, and they just have to write how you're part of that community. If you don't have a spiritual advisor, then I definitely would say connect with me, and then we could talk a little bit more about it. We have a 2-part application system. We use PharmCast, which is a nationwide application. You would submit all of your documentation there. They will tell you that it takes 2 to 3 days for them to verify your application, but in my experience, it takes 2 to 3 weeks. So don't freak out if you don't hear anything within a couple of days. They will email you, but it does take about 2 to 3 weeks. Once they email you that your application has been verified, you will receive an email from us at Loma Linda with a secondary application. Unfortunately, the 2 applications do not talk to one another. So any information that you've submitted through PharmCast, you do not need to redo in the secondary. You have 14 days to submit the secondary application. And once we obtain it, then we'd be able to start processing your application and move forward with an invitation for an admissions interview. Our admissions interview is about 2.5 hours. There is a writing sample, and then you'd be meeting with 2 faculty members who will then evaluate you. Right now, this slide shows kind of the characteristics that our faculty as well as our admissions committee are looking for with students. Now, as you can see in the academic achievement area, it says 80 hours of pharmacy experience encouraged, research preferred. We understand that for right now, it's very difficult to get that experience in a pharmacy. So if you have the ability to get research experience or any type of experience within the medical field, that will be accepted in lieu of experience within pharmacy. And we are accepting a minimum of 20 hours because, again, we understand it's quite difficult to do right now. We have scholarships. The first one is called the Catalyst. This is a nationwide scholarship, but it's so wonderful that we had to, share it with you. And this is based on merit, but it's $100,000 that helps towards your tuition, living costs, and so forth. For Loma Linda, we have 2 scholarships. It's a merit. Well, the first one is a merit scholarship for anyone with a 3.4 and above. It has to be both cumulative math and science. If you accept our invitation, then we would send you a letter with what the amount that you will be awarded with that would go towards your tuition. And then we have a Seventh-day Adventist scholarship. And this is for individuals who are Seventh-day Adventists. And again, if they accept our invitation, then you would be sent a letter of how much you're awarded towards your tuition. So here is my contact information. You are more than welcome to email me anytime, any questions. I know this was a lot of information to digest. So please do not feel that you can't email me and ask me a question that that you feel like you maybe have missed, or if someone you may have forgotten. I also would like to encourage you to connect with me. I do admissions coaching sessions, which I will sit with you, review your transcripts, and kind of guide you through the process and see what you need to address and what it's already been fulfilled. I also, because we are right now a closed campus and all of our classes are remote, encourage you to look at our social media platforms. They are student-led. It gives you a better visual of what our students are doing on a day-to-day basis in the life of our pharmacy students. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So near the beginning, you mentioned that students are also taking religious or spiritual courses. So I was wondering if that seems to affect their workload at all, in addition to the pharmacy courses that they take?
No, because it's part of their schedule. So it's already embedded. So there are 5 courses that students take, and it's spread out throughout the 3 years that they're there. So it's basically 1 per quarter, one per semester.
Okay, so it's just one additional course.
Correct. And again, ethics falls under religion. So you would be taking like 2 ethical classes. One is like world religions, because as pharmacists, you are going to be working with individuals from all types of religions. So you just to have that kind of understanding of what the patient is going through, and just having that knowledge is quite helpful.
That's really good to know. Thank you so much.
Of course. So it doesn't add much to your workload. It's just incorporated. And those classes are only about an hour.
So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the residency programs. So is that something you apply to directly after you graduate? And is it like, I guess, do Loma Linda students get preference when they're choosing residence?
Yes. So once you've completed your 4-year program, your 4-year pharmacy degree program, then you have the option to either graduate and move forward or apply for the residency program. And that would be, we are right now in February. So you would have until the December, the December before you graduate to submit your application. They're reviewed through, in January, and then we start the interview process in February. Our students have preference. So if there are 10 or 15 spots and only, let's say, 5 people from Loma Linda applied, if they get in, then the rest of the spots would be opened up to other individuals from other universities.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So I know this question has happened, well, it's a common question now because of COVID. When are we going to be back on campus? So we started off this cycle as a hybrid, meaning some of our students were taking classes remotely, the other portion were on campus. Because of the mandate from our governor in October, we have been teaching our classes remotely. However, labs, midterms, and finals are on campus. We're hoping to be fully back on campus for fall. I'm sure that all of you are in the same, want to be back. But we basically modify based on what the government indicates. And so we're hoping, if not fully back on campus, at least a hybrid. So then those individuals who do better in a classroom setting than remotely can be on campus and there with their professors and colleagues. Any other questions?
Hello, Ms. Rodriguez. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Of course, thank you for the invitation.
I would like to ask whether the residency route or more of the pursuing a career immediately after graduation is more prevalent within your students.
Oh, that's an excellent question. Well, if you had asked me this question 5 years ago, I would say a lot of individuals graduate and then they pursue employment. I want to say 5 years forward, a lot of them are pursuing now a residency. Just the need for clinical pharmacy, pharmacists has been growing, and now it's even lot larger than what it was 5 years ago. So a lot of individuals are at least doing a P1 residency just so they can become clinical clinical pharmacists and being able to go out into the work field. So it is growing, but I would say a lot of, again, it's growing, but many stop at a P1 year just so that they can have that clinical expertise.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much.
Of course, great question.
Thank you.
So I am going to put my email address one more time in the chat box. Again, I know that sometimes we leave these conversations and say, oh darn, I should have asked this question. It happens all the time, no worries. Please feel free to email me anytime. I try to respond within an hour. I will even respond on weekends because I know that your time is precious and I want to be there to make that transition from your undergrad to pharmacy school as smooth as possible. If you like for me to sit down with you and review your transcripts, your personal statement, I'm open to doing that as well because I want you to be successful, okay? So thank you again, everyone, for inviting me, for taking the time to listen to me, and I'm here to serve. So I hope to hear from all of you soon, and many blessings to you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rodriguez. We loved having you here today. Before you go, could we take a quick group photo?
Sure.
So Chantel, if you could count us off. And then we'll give everyone a few seconds to turn on their cameras.
Okay, everyone, I'll be taking this photo now. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great evening, everyone. Take care.
You too.
You too. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Alrighty, so we are going to have an after social after this general meeting. If you guys are interested, we're going to be playing Scattergories. So go ahead and hop on to our Discord if you would like, and Clayton just put the link in the chat. Thank you so much for coming today, guys.
Thank you, everyone.